I always try to find the in-between, and so I'm going to go there.
The drama inside Palm Coast City Hall is under investigation, and Vice Mayor Teresa Pontieri joined Free for All Friday to talk about it.
After Norris skipped last week's City Council meeting, Vice Mayor Teresa Pontieri joined the Friday Free for All to talk about a way forward between the mayor and City Council.
If there's something that you want to fix in the community, then bring it to the dais and share it with your colleagues. We are all put there for a reason. Some of us voted, some of us appointed by those who were voted. And so we all are supposed to be representing our community. And so if you've got something that you think is important enough to post about on Facebook and to say during the State of the City, bring it to the dais. Let's put it all out there. That's where all the cards are supposed to go. And let's talk about it and find a real solution.
Pontieri admits the city would be better served if the council could work on projects like the YMCA.
The community needs it. We've been asking for it for a really long time, and it will satisfy so many needs in the community, particularly the pool. We've all been talking about the need to either refurbish the Frida Zamba pool or to find an alternative, and this will satisfy that. And the YMCA is just a really good community pillar. They don't turn anybody down for lack of funds. So for children who are underserved in our community, and families, not just children, but families that are underserved right now in our community, this is just a great staple that I think any community should have.
Instead, the council will focus their attention Thursday on the results of an investigation into Mayor Norris's conduct. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Daryl Moody.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Monday, April 28th.
This bill needs to be defeated because it would actually fast-track the total paving over of our beautiful farms and ranches, and our rural communities would cease to exist.
John Holman of Defending Rural Florida outlining the danger of a bill that potentially bypasses local zoning restrictions.
The Florida Senate has narrowly voted down a bill aimed to streamline land development approvals that would have allowed agricultural landowners to seek agricultural enclave status. And there's more.
So what this bill would state by law is that if a land zoned agriculture with an agricultural operation on there would basically go straight into development. It would take away the county commission's ability to do their due diligence and see if this is even something that they can take on with the added infrastructure needed and the costs.
Now the bill appears to be back in play with a reintroduction with modifications. One of those modifications incorporates language from the Live Local Act that promotes affordable housing.
Citizens wouldn't have any say. It will lead to the quick and fast destruction of more agricultural and rural areas. And once you do, the property next to that property then qualifies. And the property next to that qualifies. And next thing you know, the rest of Florida is developed. So that's why this bill must be defeated.
Meanwhile, State Senator Tom Leek voted for the bill, but says since it will be reintroduced, it's too soon to comment.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. The Palm Coast City Council is looking into finding a buyer for the Palm Harbor Golf Club.
Palm Coast City Council has instructed the acting city manager to draft a request for proposals for the 146-acre course. Councilman Dave Sullivan wants to be sure the property remains a golf course.
The golf business is changing right now in the United States dramatically. There may be some ways that we can make it work. So I think it's worth taking a look. We don't want to lose that golf course. We want it to have a golf course there for sure.
Councilman Ty Miller is concerned about the financial implications.
I think it also presents, with what we're talking about in terms of including the capital improvement as part of cost recovery going forward as direction. In the meantime, a challenge, right? Mm-hmm. To say, hey, we need to do it this way in order to not cost residents money.
And Councilman Charles Gambaro was interested in exploring a resort-like feel for the course.
A bigger, strategic thought is, and as we look at this, is it's such a beautiful property. It should be a destination location for folks to get off of the interstate or come through US 1 to be able to play golf there. And maybe there's an opportunity to take it to another level of an experience for those who love to play the sport of golf.
Unfortunately, the 18-hole course has been deficit-ridden since the city took ownership in 2008, with operational deficits going over $3.5 million and capital deficits closer to $9 million. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
In other news, graduation season is just around the corner here in Flagler County. Assistant Superintendent of Academic Services Dr. Angela O'Brien stopped by last week's school board meeting to announce the upcoming celebrations of local students.
Just to highlight a few things, on May 7th and 8th, we have our Ed Foundation Senior Scholarship distributions for Matanzas and Flagler Palm Coast High School. May 14th is the iFlagler promotion for kindergarten 5th and 8th. We've got Senior Walk the Hall events starting on May 19th and going through the 22nd. Kinder promotions starting on the 22nd for several of our schools. Both 8th grade promotions will be on May 27th. We've got graduation on May 28th. At the Ocean Center with Matanzas High School at 3 and Flagler Palm Coast High School at 7. And then we have a few more promotions on May 29th. And then June 3rd is the Flagler Technical College and Road to Success, our accelerated GED program graduation at 6 p.m.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
The softball postseason begins this week with district tournaments, and both county teams are looking to make their way to the playoffs. The Matanzas Pirates finished the regular season 19-1 and are the state's #1 team in Class 5A. They take on Englewood at Beachside High School tomorrow at 7:30 for a spot in Thursday's district championship. Senior Leah Stevens feels her team has what it takes to make a deep run.
I feel like we have a lot of confidence and we know who we are. So even when we have a tough competitor, we know that we can compete with them and we know our strengths. So I feel like we just are very well-rounded and we go into any game knowing that we have a chance to compete and win.
The Flagler Radio YouTube channel will be your home for next week's first round playoff game, Thursday, May 8th. FPC travels to top-seed Atlantic Coast tomorrow to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. After a 1-10 start, the Bulldogs rallied to win 5 games in the final month of the season. Senior Sadie Shell on her team's growth.
Happens through a lot of practice, a lot of hard work, just being able to come together as a team. Once we're able to limit those errors and start performing at bats, we're able to get those team wins, and being able to just all perform really gets us going for districts in the right direction.
Her coach, Brooklyn Jimison, is confident in her team.
They are capable. We can do this, and I'm looking for a dub on Tuesday.
Tune in Friday for district results. The college commitments keep coming in. FPC's 2-time defending state champion wrestler Nina Borgman announced her commitment to Felician University in Rutherford, New Jersey. The baby bus, Marcus Mitchell, will be at NAIA Missouri Valley College in Marshall, Missouri. Mitchell leaves FPC as the school's all-time leading rusher. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.